Just a short video today touching on the effects of trying to cope with a long layoff from cycling due to illness or injury, or any other sport really, to be honest, and in my case too, the more unexpected way in which my mental health has been impacted, which may act hopefully as a head up to others. For people who don't follow Ordinary Bloke on a Bike on Facebook or X, I've suffered with something called spondylolisthesis for years, a condition where one vertebrae is gradually slipping forward. And in late May this year, something changed, and the pain rapidly became unbearable, resulting in various drugs like morphine being thrown at it.
The pain is unbelievable. Been awake most of the night. Tried to leave it as long as I could before painkillers, but I've taken paracetamol at 3 a.m, tramadol at 4 a.m. You just want the pain to go away when you're like this. It's in my lower back and it's going down into my hip and my leg. Nightmare.
Then after several weeks of this, it was concluded after an MRI scan that it had slipped to the point where nerves were now being squashed, causing this awful sciatic pain down my left leg, leaving it permanently numb and having pins and needles. I hardly rode a bike for months, but had a planned 14-day ride across France scheduled. And through a drug called pregabalin, which masks nerve signals to the brain regarding pain, I was able to complete it with some struggle, I have to say. It was a miracle drug for me at the time. Then shortly after that, I had my spine operation, which took the pressure off the nerve and fixed this scaffolding to my vertebrae to stop them slipping. After my operation, I'd intended to do a short video on coping with a long layoff from cycling after illness and injury, but now, because of the impact on my mental health that I wasn't expecting, which is really associated with having to turn out regular content for this channel, I realise why we often have to take time off work to recover from these things. Because I'm basically not coping with the simple demands of ensuring I have a new film uploaded to YouTube every Thursday. So, like I might have to do if I was working, Ordinary Bloke on a Bike is taking time off. I happily took on the task of producing weekly content, and I've got tons of footage to use, but I just can't concentrate on anything. I go days when I intend to get stuck in, but nothing's produced. I've got 14 days of footage and photos of the epic cycle across France in September and October, and I really want to produce films I can be proud of and look back on. The impact on mental health for me is through these self-imposed deadlines approaching, and I'm just not feeling well at all. I enjoy the process of filming, editing and producing these videos for the channel, and get a buzz from receiving comments and seeing the subscriber numbers grow, so I really don't want to get to the point where I don't care anymore. I've not been well at all since June, to be honest. First the injury and the awful pain that ensued. Then when pregabalin was eventually prescribed, I thought I'd get back into it all. But I rapidly increased dosage until I was on the maximum. And in hindsight, this was a big mistake that I hope others can learn from. Increasing dosage too quickly, rather than let the previous increase take effect, was a bad idea. The side effects were so exaggerated, I was in permanent lethargy and exhaustion, and managed just a small handful of rides on the occasional days in July and August when I emerged temporarily from the fog, leaving me ill-prepared for the France adventure. Following the realisation I was on too high a dose, I gradually reduced this on the advice of my surgeon, and was on half the maximum by the time we set off for St Malo at the end of September. This meant August was awful, with withdrawal symptoms from coming off, albeit gradually, such a strong addictive drug. Fast forward to the end of October, the French trip was done and I had the spine operation. Since then, I've been coping with my body using its energy to repair itself after someone's been rummaging around and drilling inside my back and stapling me back up. And then also dealing with, or to be honest, struggling with pregabalin withdrawal again as I gradually try and get it out of my system altogether. So that all sums up the physical challenge I've had this last 6 months. But the mental side of it has been difficult too. And as I said earlier, I really wasn't prepared for it. First, of course, the inevitable concern when I was feeling all that pain. I hope there's something that can be done for this. Followed by the obvious anxiety through anticipation of major surgery when that became obvious it was the only option. Then following that, still having pain and numbness in my left leg after the operation, trying to focus on reassurances that nerves do take months to get back working again. Would it really go away? Would it get back to normal? Am I going to get back to fitness again ever? And this bloody drug withdrawal, I just can't concentrate on anything. And that's become another part of the mental anxiety. YouTube isn't my job after all, I'm retired. My channel was started as a hobby, as a complementary addition to my cycling hobby. Hobbies need to be enjoyable. I left anxiety and stress over demands and deadlines behind when I retired. And I've come to realize that right now I need to focus on recovery and relaxation without the stress of self-imposed deadlines when it's such a struggle to stay awake, let alone focus on being creative in front of a computer screen to produce something once a week that I hope others might find worth watching. I've actually been given the all clear to commence cycling by my surgeon 2 weeks ago, so less than 4 weeks after the surgery, which actually felt quite remarkable. But I've not done anything. I've just had no desire to get back on a bike and galvanize into any kind of exercise. And there's a paradox regarding a person's mental health in this kind of situation. The very crutch that got me cycling again in time for the French trip, pregabalin nerve blocking medication, is now the very thing destroying any chance of recommencing cycling right now. And then the paradox is doubled when you think that I, like many others, have realized a while back that cycling or any other form of exercise is a brilliant self-help tool to massively help with mental health conditions. Yet, because of the physical symptoms of repair and withdrawal, my mental anxiety and stress can't be eased by the normal glorious crutch that cycling gives you. So I'm going to take around a month away from chasing these deadlines and dip in now and again to prepare my French footage when I feel up to it. And hopefully then produce something I can be proud of and then get back on the treadmill, for want of a better word. I'm still going to do a 2023 bloopers video like I planned to. I've already got all that footage set aside as it happened throughout the year. And venturing into the world of drone video gives me new opportunities to make a complete tit of myself. And there's a couple of beauties to show you. For those already subscribed, please don't give up on me. As Arnie said, I'll be back. And search me out on Facebook or on my website and blog obbcycling.com if you've already not done so, where I'll maintain some interaction. If you see my videos for the first time and have been kind and patient enough to still be watching, then stick around. As there are over 100 videos on the channel, click on this yellow icon here to subscribe, and there's a couple of videos here to get you going. Happy cycling, please stay well, and I'll see you soon.